your host, El Caballo, a.k.a. Tony. Here's some of my nearest and dearest. Got Doe, Mateo, and Pucho in the building. How y'all boys doing this weekend? Doe, I like the shirt. That upside down panda head. I like that. What is that?
Thank you, bro.
What clothing line is that?
It's a Riot Society. He's eating noodles on the back.
Is he eating noodles?
No, he's in
like
the noodle.
the
I don't
noodles.
think. I think he is the noodle. That's not promoting good animal, loving care, man. You just want to eat pandas.
How's it any different from eating anything else?
Well, it's because we're used to it, I guess.
Well, pandas are endangered too because they don't know how to fuck properly.
Yeah, they're lazy.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. That like the pandas, they just don't want to have sex with each other. So like that's why there's obviously like deforestation things like that too. But the pandas in captivity, they don't want to have sex. Like they have a really hard time getting them to have sex with each other.
Yeah, they're lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well I'll start off with Mateo. Mateo, how was your weekend?
Not too bad, man. We went out to the bar. CDC just said that us vaccinated people can all gather together without masks on. So we felt more comfortable going out to the bar, went and had some drinks. Because we're really smart, we ordered a pizza and had it delivered straight up to our table at the bar because we were outside. It's good times.
I did want to ask about that.
Uh-huh.
I've been seeing a lot of people on Twitter, right? A lot of let's remember in the beginning of the pandemic, there was a lot of like, let's follow the science people that were all gung-ho about put on your masks. Like that's the CDC recommendations. And now that the CDC is recommending that we remove our masks, those same people are like, I'm not removing my mask. Like hell, like there's a big backlash against going out without masks if you're vaccinated. And I'm trying to like reconcile, like, well, were we ever on the side of science or like what, like where are we right now?
I think there's some like polarization stuff where like the people that never wanted to wear masks in the first place are now like, well, now we don't have to wear masks. But they're forgetting that part of that statement is fully vaccinated people can gather without mask on, not just you don't need to wear mask if at all.
I wonder, these bars...
and I mean, how are they going to enforce that? Like, are they going to start asking for your vaccine card and then you can come into the bar and not have your mask on? Or there's a lot of problems with the CDC statement from a policy standpoint, right?
Yeah, I agree. The CDC statement did make me uncomfortable for that reason because I figured there'll be a lot of people that are going to try to take advantage and be like, oh, I got vaccinated, so I could just go wherever the fuck I want. But on the other hand, it also makes me feel like, oh man, all these people are also a little bit hypocritical that the CDC is now recommending remove your masks and they don't want to. And they used to be the follow the science crowd. Now they're against the leading advice from the scientists. Like,
Now, granted, as a buddy of mine said at the bar yesterday, the only dummies that are going to spread and get the virus now if they decide to just pretend they're vaccinated and they're not are all the unvaccinated dummies. So, like, maybe it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it sounds like genocide a little bit.
I don't think it's genocide. I think
genocide implies like, yeah, genocide implies like you're forcing people to go and do this.
Oh,
yeah, no.
Isn't that genocide? Like the government's forcing? Well, not forcing. It's like, I guess it's not genocide then. I was thinking because like now that all these dumbasses don't get vaccinated, when they come hang out with us vax, it's like, oh, you're gonna get sick and then you'll probably die because you don't believe in the virus or whatever. So that's probably like.
Yeah, but they can just like inject some bleach and take some hydroxychloroquine or whatever the fuck that thing is. They'll be fine.
Don't forget the UV light. That shit works wonders.
Hydroxychloroquine, something like that, right?
Yeah, hydroxychloroquine is a medicine.
I got a lot of people at my job that do not want to be vaccinated, and I'm kind of looking at them like,
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it either, honestly. Yo, the conspiracy theory crowd is a very big crowd. Like, more people than you think subscribe to conspiracy theories and random YouTube videos. I'm glad that I got that shit out of me back in 01 in the zeitgeist. The zeitgeist and
it was much recent than that.
9/11 conspiracies.
It was way more recent than that, though. 01.
Okay, what was the most recent one?
I think in 05 you made me watch a video once where it was a guy burning wood under like a concrete block, and there was like a chicken wire cage or something.
What?
I remember you shared some Alex Jones, Sandy Hook was a false flag. It's like some fake attack. No one
Yeah.
died. That was way more recent than 2001. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I was in the camp. I thought I would have been like, yo, 9/11 was inside job, and a number of other. I'll blame it on Oliver Stone and his JFK movie. Got my brain going in the anti-government. Everything's a fucking covert op and blah 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 blah. I don't know. I think as I've gotten more like informed on things, you realize how complicated everything is, how many moving parts. Yeah, just a big grand conspiracy just doesn't seem possible without leaks. It just doesn't seem feasible.
So
Yeah.
what about you, Doe? How was your weekend?
My
Without the,
weekend's been going really good so far.
Yeah?
It's great weather. Yeah. Been visiting my local bar a lot. At the Wallace. I've been there
Also, you did say
heavy.
last night you went to a dive bar, and to me that's funny
No,
because
I didn't.
Jesus said
No.
that, and
He,
it
yeah,
was
he was in
funny
an area. Yeah.
because the dive bar is like, you know, a dive bar is like
Trash.
a waterfront type thing. Like that for me, that's what I think. I might be 100%
No.
wrong, but when I think of a dive bar, I think of some fucking oceanfront restaurant, and it's a bunch of boaters and fishermen that just come there and drink and fucking.
No.
That's what I think a dive bar is. When I think of
No,
dive
you're
bar,
the only person on planet Earth that
Damn.
thinks that.
I don't know.
Dive
We're-
bar.
I might
Fuck.
I might have a poll out there. I'm like, yeah, I know what a dive bar is because honestly, what the fuck's a dive bar then? Enlighten
It's a
me.
bar where you go and you dive in the water and you drink under the ocean.
You see?
You.
It's by the
All
docks.
right.
Usually,
So it's
there's a
an
bunch of
Aquaman
fishermen
bar.
there with big beer. No, dude, it's a bar with like cheap beer. It's usually like cheap beer. You're not getting like craft beer there.
Yeah, almost every
I
oceanfront bar.
I think of like jukeboxes. The place might look a little bit dirty, so the
Yeah.
lights are dim.
Ugh.
You're not paying.
Trashy bar.
Yeah, you're not paying like $20 for a cocktail.
The whole floor is pissed. It's dirty. It's dank.
The
But
boy,
there's
is that
cheap drinks.
the bars you go to? No, right? I've seen some of your bars.
I've been to plenty of bars like that. Well, I think we've all gone to some sort of bar that's been very like, whoa, like the drinks might be good, but this bathroom is real pissy.
You don't know
That's-
what you're
that's-
stepping on.
That's like
Yeah.
at least half the bars I go to here in Austin is just a bunch of dive bars.
That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
I think for Jesus, a lot of things are beneath him, and what that means is like he thinks he's like he views himself better than being in the presence of like some of these areas with some of these people.
You would
So he
just
might
say
look at a
bougie?
bar that Doughy thinks is like totally normal. He might view it as a dive bar. It's because that he lives in the bougie world, man, where he just deals in rich people all day.
No, yeah, when you do it, rich people all day, and you get accustomed to that certain taste or level of cleanliness. You go to one of these bars, it's just normal to us. He'll be like, "It's a fucking hole in the wall shit place here." Like, you know,
He
That
wants
bar-
some classy cocktail bars, man.
I mean, that bar that Doey likes, where where he got in trouble with the bouncer for messing with all that the condiments. That bar's kind of a dive bar. That's a little bit of like a dive joint.
It very much is. It's just much cleaner.
You're a grown man, dude. I don't know why you were messing with those condiments like that.
Yeah, that was funny. That was really good. we
Adam straight to
were-
remember that dude's name. I don't remember that dude's name.
His name is Supreme.
Supreme. Yeah, Adam remembered that. That's like stored in his brain.
Memorable
So-
name.
We were in the corner and Mateo was putting hand sanitizer swabs, like the packets, in the back of my hoodie.
I had like 30 of them in there.
The thing, it was in there. So then I started realizing what he was doing, and then I went like that and shook it, and like they all started flying everywhere. So here comes Supreme. He's like, "What are y'all doing over here?"
who is Supreme?
And I'm like, "Yo, they were putting
He's a
it in
bouncer.
my thing. It was like they were putting it in my hoodie." And he looks at us. He's like, "Y'all are grown men.
Damn,
Y'all are grown men." And then he just walks away, just like
grown man can't have fun. The fuck?
Yeah, apparently.
I mean, come on. You can have fun. I mean, you could go to an arcade, go to an amusement park, watch a funny movie, but you're gonna go to somebody's job and make a mess. That's not really everybody's idea of fun, you know?
See,
And
which
plus,
supports my opinion that it was all Doughy's fault because he threw them all over the ground.
Facts.
That is Doughboy's fault.
bro, I didn't know how many he had stuck in there already.
When
All
I
right.
realized what he was doing, I
There were
went
about
like that.
there were
Clearly, you
giving
wanted
a-
to get.
Not
there
giving a
were
damn where
solid
they
like
go.
there were like 30 of those hand sanitizer wipes in
So how was your week or weekend, Pooch?
Um, damn. I probably had so much to say, and now it's all gone. I don't know. This weekend's been just busy. I got family coming over next week, so I just been doing yard work and all types of shit, man.
Family.
Yesterday I had one of them kind of crazy days where every time I went to go do something, I ended up finding another thing to do. Like it was terrible. I went out there for a simple task, which was like I have this tarp on like a playground thing that I have in the backyard, and like just go out there and remove it. And I went out there to remove it, and then I saw, oh, here's a fence that Lisi wanted me to put up a little while ago, so that Apollo has like his own area to shit in. That way we're not picking up shit, and the whole yard is just like one area that's like the doggy shit area, and then he could play in the rest of the yard. And when I started trying to put these fences into the ground, like staking them in, um, I found like a tree root. We used to have a tree there, and I was like, all right, yeah, let me go get my axe. When I go to grab my axe, and I remember, oh shit, yeah, I gotta, because we're getting a bounce house over here next week for somebody's birthday party. And I was like, all right, these fucking tree branches are all in the way. I'm gonna have to cut like parts of this tree down. So then instead of using the axe to cut the root, I started cutting the tree down. And so I cut like these giant branches off these trees. And then I started chopping them up so I could have some firewood. And then when I went to go clean it up, I went to the garage to go get some shit. And then the garage door wouldn't want to close after I opened it. And then it was just shit like that. Like, and then by the end of the day, I pretty much put in a whole work shift. Like I went out there around 9 in the morning, and I'm like hop in the shower till like 4:30 of
That's
just like
crazy.
adding shit to my day.
Yeah, it's disgusting. What part are you
But
having?
my nieces are coming over here from Rhode Island, and we're
Oh,
having like a little
check
birthday
on them?
party.
That's
Yep.
nice. That's nice. That's dope.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, just trying to get shit ready. The yard looks lovely now. After
that's
I didn't
awesome.
even realize how just having those branches hanging over like the yard, how little it made the yard feel. Like once I cut them off, the
Open.
yard looks huge now. I don't even know how to like really
Open
describe
concept. That's
that. I cut the branches down to achieve an open concept. Yeah, dude, I fucking love that South Park skit. But
idiots.
yeah, it was just like a lot of shit that I just had been like letting get away on me, and it's just yesterday was just like a one shot deal. I went out there for one day and just put in major work, and now I get to procrastinate for a whole year now. So
Damn. For a whole year.
It must
Yeah.
feel good because I know how good it feels to like have a nice clean house, everything is done. But imagine like having an actual house and everything surrounding it being nice. It must feel like accomplished.
and I still got a lot of shit to do. Like we're trying to build like a fire pit in the back. We're
Oh,
that's awesome.
Actually,
that's the funnest shit. That's fun. That's
I
fun.
haven't stopped thinking about that bounce house ever since you started talking about it. I want to be in there.
I
You
used to
know,
work. I
listen,
used to work at a company where we used to set up bounce houses and shit like that. It was one of my high school jobs. One of my first. It was actually actually not one of my first jobs at all, but it was the first job that I felt like it was really dope. I was getting paid $10 an hour, and I
Yeah,
was
that's
just
not bad,
working.
dude.
Not bad at all. But it would only be like six. I feel like I've already talked about this, but it'd be like 6 or 7 hours, maybe once or twice a week. So I would just pocket like 140, 150 bucks. It was $10 an hour under the table. The guy never wanted to fucking pay you money. So it's like every fucking time it was time to get paid, you have to go and harass and threaten this guy so he could pay you. And yeah, it was fucking terrible. He'd write your check, the fucking check would bounce. I'd be fucking pissed. I'd have to go back over there and be like, yo, I will destroy. I know where you live, dude. I will destroy your shit. Give me my goddamn $120, mother. It was like such a fucking stupid mindset back then. Like just thinking about like the fucking, like the stupidity of,
Could you
like the mentality.
this man was gonna fuck somebody's house up for $100 and what you said $50 or $20?
Depends, yeah. I mean,
right?
sometimes it'll be $60. Like
And
if
you
I only
look-
work 6 hours, you know.
And you look at it now, this man drops that in just a bottle of JMO. It's just like life has changed so much for everybody. It's like, yo, the little dollar amounts that we all like, oh yeah, I'm banging, nigga. I'm gonna have mad food this week. I'm gonna buy clothes, a fit, this and that. And then now you look at it, it's like, bro, $100, that's half of that's in gas. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, it's crazy, bro, how you grow up and money just fucking really doesn't value shit. Like, when it comes to just anything in life. As a kid, you like.
I value that shit.
I don't value money at all. That shit comes and goes. Like, that's just not coming with me when I die. It doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna just use it however I feel and benefits.
I think the quote is like, the things you have don't come with you. Like money is one of them, but I think more or less like the things that you own and stuff.
I don't know.
Materialistic
I don't
shit.
know what y'all are talking about. When I
Your
die,
money.
I'm getting all my money pulled out of my account. It's going in the casket, and they're just gonna set me on fire and Viking funeral me. That money's going with me, dude.
Holy
Going
shit!
straight with me.
I've been telling Emily this whole time. If I were to die, God, forbid for right now. But if I were to die, I want a Viking funeral. I want a
Yeah, dude.
motherfucker to throw a flaming fucking arrow as I go out and see like a fucking Greek god or some shit, fucking out there like a Viking god. That's what I want to go. It's illegal to do, but fuck it.
Well,
Oh,
what are
they
they
can't
gonna
put
do?
you in
Arrest
jail.
you?
Yeah, they're not gonna arrest me, bitch. I'm dead, man. What the fuck? Nah, they'll probably arrest you guys because you guys are gonna be the ones that have to do it. I might put that in the will. They get Pucho, Mateo, Doughboy, Brian, Everett has to put me on a fucking log boat and just straight send me off. And one of y'all have to learn how to do bow and arrow shit, and you know what I mean?
So Tony,
Continue
how
what
are we
I've been
gonna do-
doing.
shit. Uh-huh.
Um,
Man, this fucking Discord just straight fucked.
the Milky Way galaxies stopping all over the place, trying to fuck these aliens. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get it in with anything that I could. You know what I'm saying?
What
Some good old Mass Effect action. You know
What
what
a
I'm
Yeah,
saying?
good
there's some good old alien fucking in that game going on, and I'm here for it. Intergalactic fucking? Hells yes, sign me up.
You know,
You want Captain Shepard to put that intergalactic dick in all these aliens?
Yeah.
you know what a happy coincidence that all our genitals are the same between these alien species in the Mass Effect world. In real life, we're not gonna find aliens with compatible genitals to us.
Nah.
And Invincible too. There's a lot of cross alien fucking, and yeah, they figure out ways, you know. So maybe they're not totally compatible, but maybe it's compatible enough, you know.
Mm.
I don't know.
Oh, is Tony
So,
back?
anyways, before Tony
Yeah,
like
bro.
glitched into a freeze.
I went into a
Uh,
freeze.
Yeah. Mateo, not myself. I'm not gonna take this credit. Mateo asked, "How have you been?"
Ah, perfect. I'm all right. Right now I feel like shit. That second COVID shot, even though I don't look like it, but yeah, I feel like I got a fever. Body's killing me. Feel nauseous a little bit, but so I'm drinking water and just trying to eat.
Are your
food on
palms
the side.
sweaty?
Not really. They're hot.
Did you
Needs a
make
week.
mom make spaghetti?
Mom spaghetti, yeah. So, but no, yeah. Other than that, gonna buy a Roomba today, or some sort of vacuum robot. Maybe
The
on Amazon.
Roborock, the Chinese shit.
Roborock.
Yo, Roborock's the
Get
shit.
the
S4.
Roborock.
The S4 Roborock.
Don't get the Roomba.
No, I've
Dude.
done research. Actually, Double, you're the one that said that YouTube video that like get all the Roombas or the vacuum robots together, and supposedly from the first to like number 6 max or whatever, the S4 is like the top one to get. So
How do they?
There's a new one now.
How do they rank them? Do they like they like tape knives to them? They put them in a little cube and then they'd see which one survives. That's the best one.
yeah, that's
Well, they
exactly what they do, Mateo.
It's
like-
actually
Just like
it's
battle
actually
bots.
cool.
BattleBot. I was gonna say, what was that show? That was the Robot Wars, BattleBots.
Yeah, it was. I think
Those
it was
things were
BattleBots.
awesome.
Dude,
It was just so, it was so cheesy though. The winner was always whoever the fuck had the flippier thing. You can
Yep.
flip this thing in the air, it'll get destroyed by gravity. That was the tactic. Like,
Vlad the Impaler, dude. I think that was one of the bots.
Really?
The
I
bot
don't
was
remember
great.
that bot name.
He was the Goldberg of BattleBots.
no, no. If he was the best bot, he'd be like the Bret the Hitman Hart, maybe a Stone Cold Steve Austin, or Hulk Hogan in a different age.
No way.
Goldberg. 100 inflated victories. I remember that bullshit win.
Oh, I think he had like
streak,
300 wins, dude.
That's fucking
Yes, so bad.
ridiculous. But
I'm
yeah,
done.
and also buying the Secret Lab chair.
Oh, are you finally getting the chair?
Yeah, I'm buying it today. I was supposed to buy it last night, but I fell asleep. I was tired.
That'll be good for those movie nights that we're gonna do. We got another one cooking.
Yeah, you mean Doughboys don't need a chair. That man's got a nice, perfectly fine bed in the back. Man just passed out. Talking about, I don't understand
Yeah, it was
this
nice.
movie. Dick.
So I wanted to say one thing to Tony's point. I think we're all fully vaccinated now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something new. I think I got vaccinated between the last time we recorded. So yeah, I'm fully vaccinated now. Tony got his vaccine. Doughy's vaccinated. Mateo's been the first one. So maybe one of these days we'll link up. You know, have an in-person,
Pottery.
live studio recording.
100%.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
That'll be a little difficult too, though. Setting it up and making sure we have a quiet space. We got to make sure we have a quiet space.
Yeah, we got your little on the way too. This coming this
Yeah.
week, right?
Hopefully this week.
This week?
This
Hopefully.
week.
Mhm.
This week?
It could be right now.
This week.
It could be right now. Actually, it can be right now. Regardless of how fast it happens, we'll be able to finish our recording. Usually, you go in labor. No. All jokes aside, usually you could go in labor for like 20 hours before you have to go to the hospital.
Poocher said, "Fuck them kids." Keep
Yeah,
recording.
fuck them kid, yo. No. All jokes aside, like Emily could start feeling contractions right now, and they'll be so minor for so many hours that there's no way that in the next 4 hours or whatever that you guys are gonna actually have to go to the hospital.
Tony, I need you to go and repeat that word for word to Emily right now.
Oh, we do the
Yeah.
Just go.
the birthing episode right behind him. The doctors come in, they have all the sheets.
That would be like that would go
Live
viral.
birthing episode.
Because she
They
just gives
pull him
birth in the
out.
back here,
He
like
still
on the
has-
chair. He can't. Look, guys, I'm about to cut
Hey,
the
you're a new
umbilical cord.
dad. They give you the baby. So like, so fuck those bikers. I'm shooting them with my paintball gun. It's like you're a new dad, man. Like, focus.
Yeah, that'd be weird. But nah, I would assume she'll come in and be like, "Yo, I'm feeling whatever pain contractions," and she'll look at me like, "Yeah, I want to go to the hospital now." I'll be like, "Pucho said you'll have 4 hours before I have to leave." She'll look at me crazy.
Do not go to the hospital.
Nah.
Like you have to figure
No, she
the
has
timing
to
out.
figure out the time. Yeah, she knows that. She has the app on the phone. Like, well,
all right, cool.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah, she
That
can't
was-
just come and be like, "Hey, my contractions are pretty painful. We should go to the hospital."
She had
Because you're gonna go to the hospital, they're gonna measure the contractions, they're gonna send your ass back home, and then you're gonna even be more stressed because then you're gonna go back home, and then you're gonna be like, "Oh, what if we go back and they send us back?"
Yeah.
And I have a friend. They went to the hospital 3 times. They got sent back
shit.
twice. When they went the 3rd time, they were in the midst of being sent back, and then they were like, "Oh, actually, it's close enough," and they let them stay, and they were still in the hospital another 24 hours before they gave birth.
Damn, that's a bang.
Crazy.
Why
What's
don't
that
Why
thing?
don't you just go down to Pucho's place and just have a water birth in the pool?
Yeah,
I've heard that's what a lot of people are doing now.
Mm-hmm.
would
I have a
never swim
friend
in
that had
pool again.
a water birth.
I would never swim in that pool
I
again.
don't. I've never looked into the advantages or disadvantages of a water birth. I just heard it's a thing that people were doing. Got zero information there.
People be doing shit, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
To each his own.
Yeah.
I think as long as it's safe, do whatever the fuck floats your boat.
Exactly.
Like if you're doing
Because
some
that-
unsafe shit, then fuck that. I'll speak out against it. But I mean, for all I know, it's just like different philosophical things that people have. But all in all, it's harmless. Like
Yeah.
you know, it could have some benefits and shit like that. So I mean, you know, whatever. As long as it's
Yeah.
not bad.
They get what's that? Freddy Got Finger, where he grabs the baby's umbilical cord and they could start swinging it. Is that the movie that he just
I've only seen that movie once, dude. That movie is real weird.
Yeah,
that? Yeah,
and
that. Go ahead, though.
it was
Although I
supposed
do,
it was supposed to be much weirder. Apparently, the director's cut was like 2 hours and a half long, and they shortened it down.
What? That's beast.
Yeah, it was supposed to be much longer.
Tom Green, man, what a weird guy.
I've never seen that
Tom
movie.
Green, I love Tom Green, by the way. Yo, Tom Green, one of my favorite comedians growing up as a child. I would like record his shows on the TV. I would actually watch him religiously.
Damn.
Tom Green show. Tom Green show is classic.
He would just walk up to people on the street and then like annoy them. It was like early pranking, like really stupid stuff though.
It was like the Eric Andre show, but a little less chaotic.
Yes. Yes, that's very much similar, yeah. No, but you know what? The thing that Eric Andre does where he destroys his desk, Tom Green did that first.
Oh, he did chainsaw it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
And it was Johnny Carson's original desk. Like he had he had MTV make like buy Johnny Carson's old desk, and then he destroyed it with a chainsaw.
I did not know.
That's beast.
I did not know that.
I would,
Yo,
I would be
are we gonna talk about Oldboy?
Did y'all want to talk about Oldboy? I know y'all really enjoyed that movie last night.
I woke up this morning and I thought to myself, what the fuck did I watch last night?
yeah.
Well,
I
as
saw
I
a
was
lot of
watching the
things.
movie and we were on the video, I would say, what the fuck did Doughy not watch?
That's a fact. You fucking
I
knocked
fell
out. Like
I
a
fell
bitch.
asleep like a few minutes through it, like maybe 5-10 minutes here and there.
Fucking fell
So-
asleep, laid in his bed. He was fucking groping his stomach. It was funny. He was on. He took a phone call. Then at some point he just stared at the ceiling. He was just staring at the ceiling. Then midway through the movie, he just comes back to the video call. He's like, I don't know what's going on, and I was like, well, I mean that checks out. Like it checks out with
You're not
everything I
watching the
watched you
fucking
do this whole
movie.
time. So
Man wasn't watching shit. That movie, yo. To anybody who has not seen Oldboy, don't go and watch it. 100%.
And just to be clear, he's talking about the 2003 Korean movie, not the atrocity that Spike Lee made. He's talking about the really good movie Oldboy that Tony doesn't like because he's an uncultured swine.
Yo, that movie.
Uncultured.
That movie was trash.
It's trash.
Trash.
What about that hallway fight scene, dude?
That was probably the only weird, cool thing about it. But other than that, the whole. I don't even want to spoil it for anybody else who hasn't watched it. But oh my god, that shit was
I
terrible.
figured we were gonna
I
spoil
mean,
the hell
we
out of
gotta
this.
spoil it. We gotta spoil it. You know, I fell asleep around that hallway scene and I woke up, so I only remember a little bit of it. But I mean, I guess the movie is cinematically cut in a very nice way and like angles and stuff like that. I could say that a lot of the scenes looked good, but in my opinion, just nothing was clicking for me. Like it was just it just seemed like a lot of different scenes that meant a lot of different things and you just had to like look into it. But I mean, I liked some of the parts. Like I thought some of the like horror thriller stuff was cool, like the scary horrific stuff, like him pulling out a guy's teeth. Like I thought that was pretty gruesome. That's like a very thriller horror-y
That
kind
wasn't
of
gruesome at
vibe.
all. You barely saw blood.
I mean, I'm just saying, him being in a prison that he didn't know where he was at, that was kind of like creepy. You know what I mean? Like him smiling at that picture. He has like a creepy smile.
That whole movie, off rip, maybe it was directed pretty good for the shitty way it is, but be 100%. Them dudes fucking each other's sister and daughter, my dude. That shit is ridiculous.
Yeah.
They didn't fuck each other's sister and daughter. The
No,
one dude
that's
fucked
the
his
one dude
sister,
fucked his
and then the
sister
other guy
and the
fucked
other
his
guy-
daughter.
He got tricked
Sister
to fucking
fucker.
his own daughter. That shit is
Daughter
beast.
fucker. And then
Okay, so
sister fucker was mad at daughter fucker for a long time ago, exposing that he was the sister fucker. So sister fucker tricks daughter fucker into fucking his daughter, and then so that he daughter fucker or wait,
No, the
so
daughter
that sister
fucker.
fucker,
Yeah.
no, because sister fucker was gonna tell the world that daughter fucker fucked his daughter, and he's like, no, don't do it. I'll get down on my knee.
No. He was gonna tell the daughter
That
that
you
she was
fucked your
his
dad.
daughter.
There you go.
So
Yeah, he
daughter
was like-
fucker
She was gonna
was
tell the
like,
daughter that she was a dad fucker.
yeah, the daughter fucker
he-
fucking just clipped his own tongue, became a dog for the dude, so he won't get thing. And then he came to realize, like, you know what? I can't forget it. So hypnotize me, so I don't remember that shit. And then continue on fucking his daughter in the snowy mountain. Shit is beast.
Surprisingly, there's no motherfucking. It's just
Right?
daughter fucking, daddy
Hey,
fucking,
hey.
sister fucking, brother fucking. No motherfucking.
You know what though? This is a very I've noticed it in Japanese culture. I noticed it in Korean culture. They're really into just like fucking everybody of every age. Men, it's just like a fantasy every level at every level. Cause like even Persona, you're a 17, 16-year-old kid banging out your teacher, banging out your local doctor, banging out all of your friends. Like, yo, you're just fucking everybody in that game.
Is there
Well,
sex
that's
in the
a-
Persona games?
It's like a male fantasy shit. Like, I don't know. Like, even the first the Persona world you go into is some teacher banging out his fucking students.
I did not.
Yeah.
I did not realize that was in the Persona games.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
don't know.
I don't know how much, I don't know much about Korean or Japanese culture to say that this is like a normal thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
I don't
Oh,
know.
I'm not trying to say that whole. I'm just saying like I've seen a lot of it. Like just I don't know, just weird fantasy type stuff.
I think everybody has like weird fantasies. Like I think all of us growing up would have been like, yeah, I would bang my hot teacher if I had a chance type shit. But
Yeah.
you just worded it wrong. You made it seem like their culture only does this, and it's not. It's not the case. You just say that you see a lot of it from their video games to some of their movies and stuff.
Yo, I used to watch hentai. All right, I used to watch hentai back in the day.
Is that like the cartoon porno shit? I'm
Some-
assuming, right?
Yeah, that's like the tentacles and all that weird shit. There's a lot of shit there, all right, bro? I'm just saying, it's there.
Yeah, I don't know. But Oldboy is trash.
So we did miss the best part of the commentary on the movie last night, though.
Yeah,
It's
I
way-
hope it's my favorite. I hope you're gonna say my favorite part because it set the whole fucking tone.
It's at the end when we're
Oh no, man.
finishing up the movie, and Doey's like, "Wait, that was his daughter?" And everyone looks at the camera like, "What were you watching?"
No. It was, hey, why did he even cut his tongue off? Tony was like, yeah, you know, it was to kind of get the guy not to expose the thing to his daughter. And he goes, wait, that was his daughter? And I was like, all right, that explains everything about Doey's opinion, why it doesn't matter at all. You want to know why Tony's opinion doesn't matter?
oh, here we go.
As soon as we start the movie, Tony sees subtitles and they're talking Korean. And then Tony says, wait, why isn't this in English? And I said, because it's Korean.
I didn't know
And
this
he
was
goes,
a Korean
yeah,
movie.
but it's been out for so long. Shouldn't it be in English? I was like, no, I mean, it's from Korea. Like, why would it be in English? He's like, that just shows how uncultured he is.
No,
He's
just
like,
to all the
everything has to be
listeners-
English.
To all the listeners
No.
out there, Pucho didn't say that was a fucking Korean film only. I thought it was some fucking American-made film that, for some reason, he just got the rip part off the internet. And it was just in Korean, and then we had to read it in English subtitles. That's why I was confused about it. He didn't. The man never once said this is a. If you would have let off with this is a Korean movie, I would have told you, nah, I'm not wasting my time watching it off rip because I'm not reading subtitles through the whole fucking
Why?
thing. I don't like.
Oh,
reading
he don't like
subtitles
reading
that.
subtitles.
I mean, I watched it, but I'm not really into.
This
So
is
you want a Korean? So this is what he wants. He wants a Korean movie that they speak in a Korean English accent.
No, I didn't say that either.
It's fucking trash.
The worst. Yo, those are the worst
You
type
want-
of movies. We're in Japan, but we're not gonna speak in Japan. We're gonna speak some funky
I just-
English,
I just ain't trying to
Japanese.
Why did you imprison me? It's like, what the? Why do you want to watch that? Like, Yeah, you're
old
right,
school
Tony.
Jackie Chan movies.
What movie do you like then? I'm curious. I think your opinions are just trash at this point.
No, that movie was
You're
fucking
just not. You're
trash.
wrong about everything in life.
No,
it
it's
seems.
not. That movie was fucking
That-
trash.
That movie
Go
was
look
not
at
good.
this
Doughboy,
up.
you can't back me up because you was sleeping during the
Mm.
fucking movie. Like, you can't back me up. If you would have paid attention,
Nah.
you would have been able to back me up here.
Bro, I watched the first like 45 minutes of that movie, an hour of that movie. I started dozing off a little bit, but
Shit was just weird.
That halal food, man. The halal food plus drinks, that gives you the itis immediately.
yeah, I went for a 16-mile bike ride after I had drinks. Bad decision because I was exhausted when I got back.
So you was drinking and driving on a bike?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah. Incriminate myself. Thank you, Tony.
Anyways, Tony, whenever you have sober mind, I recommend you rewatch that movie. It's literally one of the best movies ever made.
Go watch
Tony,
Hamilton first. Go watch
and-
Hamilton. I'd rather watch
And
Hamilton.
I'm completely fucking shocked that deadass. I'm so shocked that Tony could sit there. And I looked at Tony a couple times. He was paying attention to the movie. He was doing nothing else but watching the movie. I commend that. And his takeaway at the end of the movie, it was a waste of his 2 hours of life. To me, I don't know. I can't understand a world where you could sit there and watch that movie and say that it's not good. I could understand like if you think like, oh, that's really disgusting. I don't feel comfortable watching a movie where there's like pedophilia and stuff like that involved. Or sorry, not pedophilia, fucking incest. So like I could understand that, but to sit there, watch it, be totally okay with what you're watching, and say, "Oh yeah, that was just straight up bad." The English comment and the fact that he refuses to read, that he does not like the idea of reading subtitles, explains everything to me. Though, don't take Tony's opinion on this.
Well,
Go
Tony,
watch
the
the
next
movie.
movie,
No, but
Tony, the next movie we're gonna watch with the One Up podcast is gonna be The Man from Nowhere, and that's another like
Nah,
subtitled
You
one.
two can't recommend a movie. Me and Doughboy have to recommend a movie next time. You
I would
two-
like to watch.
You two
yeah,
already
but
recommended one.
yeah, but I don't want to. I'm gonna recommend the movie everybody has seen
How would you do that?
because I want to torture us.
I'm not
Nah,
watching
see,
that.
I'm not. Now you're off the list too. Now, I'll pick the next movie. You see how you just fucked up? We had a good top versus bottom half fucking thing going, and you just fucked that shit up, Doughboy.
Yeah, because I want to watch Con Air.
I don't mind watching Con Air.
On air.
I don't
Pick a
mind that.
different movie. Honestly, now any movie that was Mateo's movie rec. Okay, I'm now I'm gonna just pick only foreign movies so that you guys could become cultured and see that there are amazing film directors and writers from
guarantee
around
there
the
is.
world that don't only. You don't have to start talking while I'm talking.
Yeah.
That don't only exist in Hollywood. That these things exist elsewhere, and these people are incredibly talented. And it's very disrespectful and dismissive to say if it's not in English or if it's subtitled, I'm not going
That's
to
not
engage with it.
no. See, that's see. This is a
You just said you should have told me
Don't
that it
talk
was in
when I'm talking
subtitles.
right
I
now,
wouldn't have
sir.
watched it.
Don't talk when I'm talking. Right
No,
now,
no, no.
sir.
You're saying that my statement was false. I'm gonna correct it.
So I'm telling you that movie in particular was trash. I was shocked because I didn't have no information on what we were watching besides the name Oldboy. Right? Cool. That was shocking. I watched the whole fucking movie though. I read it. Cool. Whatever. To me, my opinion, I didn't like it. It's trash. Boom. I've watched other movies from other countries that had subtitles and I was all right.
Like what?
Not that bad.
Like what?
I don't know the name of them. I remember.
could
I
think of
remember one that
one.
was in English. It's called Slumdog Millionaire. It's about this kid who.
Good,
That's a good movie.
good movie.
And yeah, the dancing was a little weird, but yeah, it was a good movie. There was
Come
another
on,
one.
bro.
only in the credits.
You're being very uncultured saying
How?
the
I'm
dancing
just
is
saying
weird.
I didn't like the dancing was weird for me. That's it. I didn't like the dancing. That's not saying how am I being uncultured? I'm just giving you my opinion on something. Like so
That's
now
like
I can't
how
have an
African.
opinion
That's
on
like an
something?
African. It's like an African film. Like, oh yeah, I love the film, but man, those dances were weird. It's
I
just
can
this
say
weird,
that.
like
The
a
fuck, that's my opinion on his dancing. I can say that. I'm not
Weird
saying
opinion to have.
word. My bad. You guys don't have any.
the dance. I love the dancing. The dancing is what stuck to me.
Nah.
I tell you, the foreign film that I watched recently that I did not like So I watched Audition. You ever seen that one? It's one of the horror movies. I think it's a Japanese horror movie, and it's a 2 hour long movie, and nothing happens until the last 20 minutes of that fucking movie. It takes so long. There's just so much build up, and then there's just like 20 minutes of like spooky stuff, and that's about it.
So that's Con Air for you then, huh?
100%.
You don't, Pucho, you don't remember that movie I forced you to watch when it was the elevator and everybody was on a different floor, and that had a good beginning. It was kind of like Snowpiercer, but with an elevator.
It was nothing like Snowpiercer. It was just terrible. It was just bad. Like he was like, "Yo, I really want you to watch this movie, man. I just really want you to watch it. Yo, you really got to check this out." And I watched it. I think it's called The Platform. This shit just keeps going down and down and down and down and down. And there's like food, and they gotta like fight people so that they don't eat their food or some weird shit.
I've seen that one.
Yeah,
that one's real weird.
Yeah, that shit's weird.
I did not enjoy it. I watched the whole movie, and at the end, I was like, that movie was like, I don't even remember the ending. I just remember it not being good. And then I told Doughy about it. He's like, yeah, I didn't like it either. I was like, well, then why the fuck would you recommend it? Like, yeah, that's some piece of shit.
Yeah,
see, that's some pure sabotage and all that. Anyways, I expected you to mention City of God. I'm sure you've watched it. So.
Is that with the gangster black kids or whatever, right? The like in
Brazilian, I think.
Oh, Brazilian.
They're in Brazil.
Okay, I'm not
kid's
trying
a photographer.
I'm just saying, like, yeah.
I'm just letting you know what the movie is.
Doughboy started laughing like, like.
No, the main character's black. Rocket is a black Brazilian kid. I'm just reminding you that it's in Brazil.
I've seen that. I think I seen that with you. Matter of fact.
Probably. I don't know. I like that movie.
The movie's
That was
good.
a good movie.
I haven't seen that movie in forever, but that one's real good. It's rough.
Actually, I never watched that movie.
Oh, it's really good.
No, that's a good movie.
That's probably the movie. I don't know. As a kid, I didn't really view like martial arts and these kung fu movies that I watched growing up really as foreign. I don't know why. To me, they were just kung fu movies or martial. Like I didn't really think of it like that. It wasn't until I watched City of God that I really was like, oh shit, there's like people that aren't in Hollywood that make movies and they're pretty fucking good. And then I kind of watched more stuff. And then I kind of recognized like, oh, okay, there's this whole Hong Kong has a whole series of movies and stuff like that. And yeah, they make a lot of interesting things in Korean. Like Korean movies are really cool. They're just like all over the world. People make films and they're good. It's not just Hollywood. All right. So what I was saying before we had some technical difficulties was, it's unfortunate that around the world we have all these amazing movies that get made and Americans just don't watch it at all. And then the only opportunity for them to experience these stories is basically for directors and studios to kind of find these foreign films. They whitewash the movie, so they recast all the characters, make them a bunch of white people, make the movie in English, and then they remake all these movies just for the pleasure of Americans, pretty much. As opposed to them just finding these movies, licensing them, and re-releasing them as is. I think would be the better approach. But
they do that same whitewashing thing though to movies that are already white though. Like you ever see Let the Right One In? And then they did an American remake of it called Let Me In. And apparently the American remake was just trash. It was garbage. Let the Right One In, one of my favorite horror movies of all time. It's fantastic, like spooky little girl vampire movie.
I don't remember any of that.
Mm-hmm. It's real solid.
Yeah, it's a shame that I have this opinion, and off the top of my head, I can't really think of some of the more egregious examples. Like obviously there's like the Ghost in the Shell, but I don't know. To me, there's whitewashing there, but it's an anime to live action. Not exactly what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Really, Oldboy is the only one that's coming to mind right now, where you have a Korean movie and then they went and remade it into a American movie with a bunch of decent actors. Actually, I think Samuel Jackson was in it. If my mind's not mistaken, Josh Brolin, I think he's a good actor.
And Ghost in the Shell, you saying?
No, Oldboy.
Oh, an Oldboy.
Spike Lee made Oldboy. What?
Oh, the Spike Lee version of it. Yeah, okay. I haven't watched the Spike Lee version.
It's horrible, but maybe you'll love it, and that'll give me an opinion about what type of person you are.
Oh, The Ring. That would be one.
The Ring was good.
Did they remake the movie
Yeah.
I saw in the movie theaters was remade?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
like the Grudge, because the original one was Juo, something like that. And then the Grudge is the American one.
Yeah, I do not like horror movies, and that's like a lot of like the Japanese, Korean films. They make a lot of interesting horror movies. I'm just not into it.
Wait, here's one foreign movie that was remade. It says 3 Men and a Baby is a foreign movie that was remade.
There you go.
What the fuck?
Yo, I've heard Parasite's good. We should watch Parasite.
Parasite's real good.
Yeah, I watched it. It was good.
I think I've seen it. I just don't remember it.
It just came out like a year and a half ago, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know.
Okay, I'm just saying. If you watched it a year and a half ago and you don't remember, you should probably go to the doctor.
Or that I probably fell asleep during the movie because it was probably trash.
Then you probably didn't see it, but okay.
Yeah, I probably pulled a Doughboy and just laid in bed and just was on my phone doing dumb shit.
Played
Comes
Belly
back.
Button.
Yeah, I don't really understand the movie. Yeah, because you were sleeping.
Wait, that was his daughter?
Yeah,
But,
what about the Bollywood? You love the Bollywood,
I
right?
like Bollywood movies a lot. I do actually enjoy Bollywood a lot.
I'm trying to think. So I like Slumdog Millionaire,
Mhm.
which I don't know if that's truly a Bollywood movie. It feels kind of like
Americanized.
it feels kind of Americanized to me. A movie that is not Bollywood in its over the topness and all that, but there's this movie called Dangle on Netflix. It's about wrestling. I think Dangle means wrestler. It's just an Indian wrestling movie. It is phenomenal. I love this movie. I watched it multiple times. Lisi loves it. Really good fucking movie. Fair warning, Tony. It's not in English subtitles. You have to read them.
Gotcha.
It's really fucking good. It's basically this guy.
Too.
He was like a championship wrestler, like back in the day, like not quite at the Olympic level. And basically, he wants to be an Olympic wrestler. Like he's good enough, but he doesn't pursue it because his wife gets pregnant, and then he focuses on like providing for his family. And so then he's like, all right, cool. I'm gonna channel all of my energy into like making my children wrestlers. But he ends up having a daughter. And then
they made that movie in American. They made that as an American movie. It's that what's her face? They literally just made that movie like last year, where her and her brother want to be wrestlers or whatever, and her brother's not that good, but she becomes good. It's actually based off one of the women that are actually a real wrestler.
Oh, and then she's walking away at the end of the movie, and she trips and she hits her head like on the bench, and then Clint Eastwood has to kill her in the hospital, right?
No, that's
he's talking $1 Million Baby.
Yeah, that's $1 Million Baby.
Makushla. Anyways, then he has a second daughter, and then he's just like disappointed. And then I think his wife's like, I'm not having no more kids. And then he just like becomes depressed. And then
that's terrible.
As years go on, he decides like, fuck it, I'm gonna teach my daughters how to wrestle. And they end up becoming like super good wrestlers, pretty much. It's like a cool story about like breaking like the gendered barriers and things like that. It's a true story that happened in India. It's just a really, really cool movie. I really enjoyed it. Shout out to Dangle. Good shit.
That sounds fire.
Yeah, that's cool.
Or Glow, if you want to see some more lady wrestlers. Glow is a damn good show.
The first 2 seasons are so fucking good, and then that third season I did not enjoy at all.
It's all right. I like any chance to get a little bit more of what's his name, Mark Marone, the guy that plays the like the sleazy like producer behind Glow.
Oh wait, you mean Mark Maron?
Yeah, Mark Maron. There we go.
Yo, he is fucking hilarious. Yo, his stand-up is fantastic, bro.
If you haven't seen Glow, then you should watch Glow. It's got a lot of him in there.
Mark Maron's a legend.
Yeah, I like the main character, the actress. I forgot her name, but she was in Mad Men.
She was in Community.
She's in Community.
Alison Brie.
Alison Brie. She's the shit. She's hilarious. She's a great actress.
Oh, Doughy, do we need a
Zoya the Destroyer?
Doughy, do we need to pour one out for Kat Dennings becoming engaged?
Yeah, unfortunately, Doughboy is going to be single forever.
Doughy's been depressed all week. Congratulations to Kat Dennings, though.
Facts. Shout outs.
Andrew WK. He is an interesting man. That man likes to party. He parties hard.
Shouts out to them. Their happily
So-
engagement and wedding and all that. Beautiful.
So what else we got, Tony? Yeah,
I do want to tell you guys though, when it comes to video games,
My life is over.
oh wow, that's terrible. Do you guys prefer PC or console? Like, yeah, that was a sidetracking bitch.
Listen, bro, ever since that happened, I fell apart as a man. All right? I started to question my sanity.
Have you been sitting in the shower?
Andrew W fucking cock.
Oh my god.
Party hard, party hard, party hard. That guy? That's who she's into?
He's a force of positivity in this world. The man is all about partying and
Double,
partying
you're
hard.
a fucking hater.
You see the
bro.
glisten in my eye? I'm near tears right now, okay? I want people to know. It
She doesn't
hurt
even
me.
know you exist. Like, get over yourself.
One day
Yeah.
these things could be popular. Our videos might be popping one day.
Tony's a fucking hater.
And Kat Dennis would look at you like a stalker, bro.
I'm not a stalker because stalkers have to actually stalk. I don't stalk. I just am.
Are you on her on
I-
her Instagram and shit?
No, I don't do none of that. All right. I have a healthy relationships with Kat Denning. Okay.
That she has no idea with. That's some stalker shit. Am I bugging right now?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
He's not
I'm glad.
stalking her. He likes a person, and that's it. That's where it ends.
The man said he has a relationship in his head.
Doughy, Andrew WK has a fantastic head of hair. He has gorgeous flowing locks. And you chopped yours off.
Yeah, Doughy used to have a fantastic, lock of hair. Yeah, he had the whole thing going on. He used to come out the shower. He used to look like Bret the Hitman Hart, like strand for strand. It was impressive.
Oh, you only saw that man in slow motion. Like whenever he would start moving his hair, it was always in slow motion.
It was so fucking wet. It was just dripping.
Just all the
Yeah, I
time.
love
He's a
that
fucking
wet-
dick. You think he makes a mess out of the shower now? He used to walk out the fucking shower dripping, and he'll just drip for hours. His hair, he just wouldn't dry. It was fucking ridiculous. All his shirts had just had mad water spots. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. I miss my
That shit
hair,
probably
but
had like a bajo. Now you think about it, like wet hair
Yeah,
being
really.
not dried, like at a good time, you just sit there all day with wet hair. That shit has a bajo.
that's why you have to wash your hair regularly.
But not your
You know,
legs.
every 3 or 4 days. You put some shampoo in your head.
Facts, but I'm saying you just walked out the shower mad wet and let it air dry. My nigga, like
Yeah.
that shit's gonna have a bajo.
Or maybe it's the major key, like the fucking unshrunk denim jeans. You know what I'm saying? Like your hair, you let your hair air dry. It's the most
Yeah.
impeccable version of your hair. You know?
You're throwing
Yes.
this man a lifeline, bro. Stop.
Yeah, fuck it. What were we gonna talk about, Tony? Before this man's life fell apart.
Oh yeah, PC Master Race or console? What do you guys prefer? The good, the bad, whatever. Like, what do you game on and why? I'll start off with Mateo since he's a PC guy mainly.
It depends on the kind of game. If I'm playing like a FPS, man, I am so much better when I have a keyboard and mouse. Like my Overwatch game with y'all on PS4 is trash compared to how well I can play on PC.
Huh. I don't know why, because it's just faster.
It's just the fine tuning you can do with the mouse movement compared to using a little like stick. It's untouchable. I mean, it's like that Counter-Strike off that you and Adam had that one time you came down to Austin. Y'all remember that? You were talking you were talking all kinds of shit about how you could destroy him with a controller.
Did that actually happen?
I got
That
an
never
issue
happened.
with that. I got a big issue with that because we did play Counter-Strike, and then Tony joined Adam's team immediately, and they never actually win 1v1 or anything.
I didn't join his team. I didn't know. I didn't even know how to join a team on Counter
This is
Strike. I
the
never
exact
played
same
Counter
thing he
Strike.
said that day. This is the exact same thing he did that day. He said that day, and every single time he jumped on Adam's team immediately when we loaded up a match.
Adam didn't want this problem, bro.
I will say,
Y'all
Tony did surprisingly well for using a controller on a PC game.
Telling y'all boys, man. Y'all PC Master Race need to step aside, bro. Consoles all day.
But if I'm playing like an indie game, I'm probably playing it on like Switch or PS4 or something. Like Children of Morta is one that I've been playing recently. It's so much easier. It's easier to play on the PC. It's more enjoyable to play on like the PS4, like the Switch or something.
PS5, but yeah, no, definitely.
He didn't have a PS5.
No PS5 for me yet.
Oh damn! Slacking.
He corrected
Soon
him
enough.
incorrectly.
Let me go walk off and come back with a drink. My life is over.
That boy feels shaded. Yo, honestly though, PC there's a slight edge to PC because it's like absolutely like no fucking recoil when it comes to PC with shooter games, and I think that shit is trash.
No
but then
recoil.
you guys, yeah, there's like fucking zero recoil for you guys when it comes to a mouse. The recoil is like almost non-existent.
What?
Versus a controller, and
I
then
don't think recoil's the word you're looking for.
It's
like
accuracy, like accuracy. I think you mean.
No, I'm talking about recoil. There's certain guns, like when you play Call of Duty, there's certain guns that have a lot of recoil. That'll bounce up left or slightly left right or whatever. Like there's guns like that. On when I watch these streamers play and they're using the same guns I use, yeah, they're good with. It's easier to control that upswing on a mouse versus a fucking controller.
So they
like you got to be really, you got to be really good to like match that PC aiming ability. Like it's just even when they snipe, it's just like a fucking zap bow gone, zap bow gone. It's just like damn, like you can't get that out of the controller. But then they complain that we got aim assist on the controller, so da 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 da. But either way,
I mean, have you seen Overwatch players on the league? The way they're playing is like at another level. None of them are using controllers. Like
it's all PC. Like mostly tournament based games is mostly PC or Xbox. Like,
well, fighting games. That's another one that I'll do on console. I've never thought of. I've got fighting games on my PC, and I've never even once loaded up a single one. Yeah. I don't think. I feel like it'd be weird to like play Tekken on my PC or something.
I think it's easier on a console because like the professionals use the box, like the old fashioned button shit.
Back in like I remember specifically playing Mortal Kombat 4 or 3. I think it's 4 when they went to like a 3D fighting. And that one for me I played on PC mostly. But really? For me I have a deep relationship with both. Like my first memory gaming was on a console, but I also knew how to pull games up on DOS on Windows 95 and stuff like that. So I remember playing a lot of video games like back in the day, but more on a console is because like a computer was kind of made for everything. It's kind of do everything kind of machine, and like consoles are for video gaming. And consoles only recently, PS3, PS4 started becoming all these do-it-all machines. Like, but I have like a deep history with both. I think you couldn't get a game like Half-Life 2 to be made. I don't know. I don't think it works the same way. But like first-person shooters on Quake and the Doom 2 and all that stuff, and like all these games. I don't know if they were really being made for like the NES, if that was the NES's like idea of like a video game.
I mean, mostly all the games now is made on PC, so it works better on PC, I would assume. Just like feeling wise and all that. But
it depends. There's been some ports that have been real bad. Like I think the Secret of Mana port to PC was kind of trash. It tends to be a lot of old games when they're trying to port those over to PC. Like they just kind of do weird shit. I think they just recently got like the GameCube emulators like working properly on PC or some shit like that. It was one of the years. Yeah, it's one of the emulators. They just recently got them actually working. The PC's ability to replicate this like decade old hardware basically.
Yeah, because it's crazy because I think anybody who YouTube streams or Twitch streams or Facebook streams only play on PC. There's a couple that play on console, which shout outs to them. Like, you know what I'm saying? For keeping the console game alive for streaming. But it's just like, I don't know, man. Like PC is quick. Like I can play keyboard and mouse on the PlayStation 5 playing Call of Duty and stuff. But it's just, I don't know. It's just a different feeling. I just like the controller itself in my hand and having the space out. I don't know. What's your think about it, Pooch? I mean, you play both.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's really a question whether like mouse and keyboard is more precise than a controller. Like it obviously is. Just I guess in general, PC gaming versus console. I do like 99% of my gaming nowadays on console. When I was in college, I was moving all over campus and all about and whatever in between classes. I mostly played games on my laptop. So I mostly played a bunch of PC games that are like indie games I could run on the shitty laptop I had. Um, I don't know. I think there's obviously a space for both of them. There's certain games that'll only get made on PC, and there's certain games that'll only be made on console. And like for that reason, it's good that they both exist. I
Yeah.
think like Mateo was pretty much saying like FPS games, RTS strategy games, city builders, all that stuff is always going to be superior on PC. Like a controller is just not the best interface to those games. And then pretty much everything else like platformers and all that other bullshit is just going to be better on a remote.
Also, wouldn't you agree like that for a long time PC would push the platform to the next level and then it gave something for the consoles to like because I feel like before Doom 3 and Half-Life 2, like those physics engines weren't like ragdolls and all that stuff. Like that came on PC first because PCs had like the even Crisis and all the stuff that came from Crisis around that time. Like it gave the consoles something to like achieve because like everybody's shit was like, oh, it can't run on consoles. This is like a PC game. So I feel like now they're at a more even playing field. Like I think we're at the most even playing field possible, actually. Because for a long time, in my opinion, and I'm gonna be honest, what has the PC bring us that has brought in the spectrum to like the next level other than like 3D? Alex, like
VR.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
VR. VR is probably the next
Yeah.
big thing in gaming. It's still we're still in the early stages of that shit, but I think VR is gonna be the next stage. Honestly.
So yeah, I guess once again, but like I would say, like that's a thing. Like now consoles have to reach that height. That
I mean,
that
PS4
PC
already
is-
had the PlayStation VR, and it was
It's supposed to be really good.
really good when it comes to like on a price basis. It's very comparable to the other ones like the Vive and all that shit. They're far superior, but like comparing the PSVR to like Oculus, it's like for the price, why would I spend like an extra $500 to get like marginally better results?
Yes.
I'm upset. I'm upset that you can't get one of those things and hook it up to a PS. In my opinion, I feel like it should all be like you would just make so much more money that way. Like if you allowed. By the way, you see all the bikers going by real quick. Just wanted to throw that out there. I feel like
I wonder if that issue. I wonder if that issue is tied into like the PS4 development kits and them not wanting to give them to the VR manufacturers, or if it's
that would suck.
It's got to be something funky like that. I mean, like that's the reason we don't have crossplay is because these companies are just kind of stingy about sharing their source
they're
code.
They're starting to do crossplay a lot more now, which is I've been saying that for years. And like, yo, why can't we play against Xbox people?
Yeah.
Like I've been saying that for so long, and they finally started to do it. And I think it all stemmed from what Fortnite was it, or what game was
Rocket
the first
League.
Rocket League?
Rocket League was one of the first big ones that just was fuck it, everyone can play it together. We don't care.
But Fortnite was the one that made the news, though. Like when everybody found out, you could like it was like everywhere.
I'm just saying the second they do that Overwatch crossplay, and I can play on my PC against you on PS4, Tony, you're just gonna get wrecked. Like no
on
kills
what?
for you.
On what?
Zero
on what?
kills. Overwatch.
I would fucking destroy you.
I want to say Portal 2. I remember now. You could play with PC players, like the co-op mode.
Could you really?
Yeah, I remember that.
I've still never beat that co-op campaign.
It was cool. Me and Ivan played a bunch of it. My roommate in college.
Do we?
We just love Portal, Half-Life, all that shit. And when that shit was co-op, we just fucking played the shit out.
Do we think there's a difference in community between console and PC?
Yeah.
Like which one is more toxic? Do you think?
Console.
No way.
I would think so. And mind you, I'm coming from a console background. I haven't played enough PC, but I feel like there's a lot of like the games like Squad on PC. I played with a bunch of randos, and they were all really fucking helpful. They gave me like their Discord to join in there, and they would teach me how to play the game.
Yeah, because
Like,
there were fucking dozens of you guys. Like everybody has to be nice to each other. The community will fall apart.
Yeah. So, well, okay, but that's still helpful. Like in console, they'd be like, "Yo, figure that shit out, bitch," and just move on with their life. It's just, I don't know. Like it's hard, and plus with PC, that's another thing too, and that's why I'm kind of interested to see how Discord is gonna go with Sony now with the PlayStation and all that. Because on Discord, bro, the community there, bro, everybody can get in there and chat. It's its own party system, and people can drop information and help out and shit. And I think that's what's really cool, and PC has an advantage on versus the consoles.
Yeah, but
Discord?
PS5 just got it for next year. It's gonna be a big, bro. That's gonna be fucking huge.
I'm curious to see how bad that might fuck up though.
How so?
The server load,
the
pretty
server,
much.
yeah.
The server load's gonna be insane.
That's like, cause it's gonna. I can only imagine.
Sorry, the server load for who?
For like
Discord
the PS5?
being on PS5.
It'd be Discord that'll be taking the brunt of the server.
I think
that's what I'm saying.
Mean.
That's
what he means.
How bad is it gonna fuck? Because right now Discord kind of fucks up a little bit right now. Like it has its little weird glitches and shit. So wondering how that's gonna work out for.
I think Discord works flawlessly. I think you just needed to restart your router.
Are we referring to the technical difficulties we just encountered?
Not today's technical difficulties. I'm talking about in the past. We had like you guys can't figure out why Discord was doing this or doing that. Like,
bro, for a free video service, this shit's kind of good.
Nah, Discord's good. I got it on my app and shit. Like I like Discord. I'm just saying, like it's just.
How does Discord make money? Are we the product? Are they selling our conversations and our?
Possibly.
I've never read the terms of service agreement we had signed up for with this product.
I think they want us to use their product that has some shortcomings, and then leverage our loyalty to the product into purchasing Nitro and shit like that.
I wanted to get it so bad, but I'm like, what's the point?
Yeah, I know. Like, I don't know. Once we set up our Discord server so like people could come and like chat and shit like that, then it'll probably be worth it, since those are really the benefits, like creating a bunch of channels and managing them and all that kind of stuff, moderating them, all that shit. So
I joined the South Park Phone Destroyer community. They're fucking awesome, bro.
Because there's dozens of y'all.
There's a lot of people.
How do you search that shit up on Discord? You just type up South Park community.
No, I joined it on my phone, and I noticed that they're having a lot more conversations about like deck choices and stuff like that.
He's asking, how'd you join it on your phone? Like, for what?
How did you find the community in the first place?
Yeah. I joined it on my Phone Destroyer app. I joined a team, and the team would talk to each other a lot on the Phone Destroyer app, but they also would keep saying like, "Yo, join our Discord. We'll help you out with whatever you need."
So how did you find their Discord? They gave you the info.
Yeah, they gave me the info, the code to put in.
So then how normally would you have found it without them giving you the code? Can you do that on Discord?
I guess if you look up channels and keywords and stuff, like maybe you could find a community that's open. But like this community has taken me from silver to legendary rank. So shout out to me, legendary multiplayer from South Park Phone
Did you just shout out yourself?
Yeah, shout out to me.
Shout out to me.
That's crazy.
Am I free to pay to play game?
Andrew WK would never do that.
So for Tony's question, and Discord has a button, explore public servers, and you could kind of search and try to find servers. But typically when it comes to like Discord communities, it'll be like on somebody's Reddit, somebody's YouTube page, their Twitter account, things like that. It'll be like, oh, join our Discord. It'll just be a link. You click the link and it'll be like a private. You basically just hit, join, and then it just pops up. I'm on a couple different Discords. Like there's one for like the R boxing subreddit has one where they talk about boxing. There's certain streamers. There's like the Latinx and gaming community. I've been seeing a bunch on Twitter. I joined it just to see what it was about and shit like that.
Is that how Latinx is pronounced?
That's how I say it. I think it's supposed to be Latinx, I think, or I don't fucking know. It's fucking weird. I don't know. I think technically like I'm Latinx. I don't identify with it just because like I'm not familiar with it really.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know how is it different from all the other fucking labels that people have made for people that come from Spanish speaking countries. Like I don't know. It's fucking weird.
But to go back to the main topic here, do you think when gaming, right, Mateo, you play PC and console, so does everybody else. Do you think a gaming monitor is better than a fucking TV, like PC monitor versus?
It depends. Like my primary gaming monitor, I've got 2 monitors here, but my primary one is 144 hertz. It's a 2K monitor. Like it's pretty good. It's I think it's definitely got a faster response time than my TV. I don't think my TV goes up to 144 hertz. How much that matters, I don't know. I'm not a competitive gamer. So like, is that 0.1 millisecond of loss in visual latency, is it actually affecting me in my gaming? Probably not. The fact that I'm 35 years old and my reflexes are just all going downhill from here, and I got this tremor when I'm in my hand, like that's probably hurting me more than the fact that that my monitor is not fast enough or my TV's not fast enough.
No, yeah, I get it. I just think that a lot of people, I got a couple of friends that don't like playing on big TVs. Like me, I think it's a 60 something inch TV, and that's where I game off of. And it's like 120 hertz, it's a good TV, like not a shitty TV. But some of them be like, no, I just need like a 25 inch or a 30 inch TV and I'm good, this and that. I'm like, but why? Like, I don't see the difference in that. You might as well just get a gaming monitor at that point. That's a good 40 inch gaming monitor and just rock out like that. Like, why buy a LED TV that's fucking small? And then the small ones don't even have enough good specs on it to run a good game, like PlayStation 5 and shit. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
I was just curious.
I think the main benefit's going to come down to basically the specs and then the size of the whatever the thing you're playing on. A lot of people like smaller stuff because when you're playing on a 70-inch TV, you got to move your head all over the place to look around the screen. Whereas if you're sitting in front of a monitor, it's smaller. You'll be able you got the whole TV, the whole screen within your vision. You don't have to move your head at all. You could see everything. It's just makes it so like your reaction is just better. I personally am not one of those games. I'll take the L. I would prefer to look at a prettier picture and all that. And then I don't know. I just don't even be taking video games that seriously to be purchasing special hardware just to be like, some percentage better. I don't know. Basically, lately I haven't been using my computer mostly because I fucking work all day on my computer. I don't want to sit in front of a computer when I get home, so I sit on my couch. On my couch is where my PlayStation is, so I play my PlayStation. When I travel and stuff like that, I whip out the Switch, I buy a couple games, and I play on my Switch. And occasionally, I'll hop on my PC to play specific games, or if I'm just in like that mood where I've been using my PC more. But
like Loop Hero.
Like Loop Hero. Yeah, and I sit with a laptop in front of me all day long as well. So yeah, little games like Loop Hero and stuff like that are pretty easy for me to play from my couch.
How much more usage would you get out of the Switch if Loop Hero and those games went over to the Switch?
Me?
Yeah. Like, would it be better for you instead of doing it on PC, better to do it on the Switch?
No, for me, I just prefer my PlayStation over my Switch. So I feel like if those games were on my Switch, I wouldn't play my Switch more. Because the allure for me isn't the games, it's the convenience of a Switch. And so when all those times, because of COVID, I pretty much haven't played my Switch in a year.
Same.
But when occasionally I go to my mother's house and stuff like that. That's really the only time I play the Switch. But before it'd be like, oh, I'd travel to New York, I'll travel to Rhode Island, I'll go to, all these different places. It'll be like on the airplane, I'll be playing during all my transits. And then just because I'm not in my house, I don't have my PlayStation, I don't like traveling with all that bulky shit. I'll be hanging out in somebody else's house and I'll be like, all right, fuck it. I would normally play games right now, so I'm going to whip out my Switch and play.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I usually beat a couple games a year on my Switch just in traveling, and pretty much this year I just haven't played my Switch at all. Like I played like just a little bit. What I don't even remember what I bought this year on my Switch. I got this fucking Little Village game. I don't even remember what it's called. It's almost like Animal Crossing, to be honest.
I don't get
And
that
that's
game at
the
all.
only game that I could think of that I even bought this year. So I don't know.
Double, you
I
use
s-
the Switch more, right, than any one of us, I would assume.
Yeah, I use it a lot, and I just sold my Switch.
What?
Somebody
the
get
fuck?
somebody gave me the right price, and I was like, fuck it. I was
So
like,
you don't have a Switch no more.
I don't have a Switch
You
no
don't have a
more.
backup
and
or nothing.
I was buying games for it this year too.
Are you going to going to get the new Switch that's coming out? Is that the reason you sold yours?
whenever that does come out, yeah. So my whole thing with handheld consoles is, yo, if you don't have healthy competition and one person dominates the market, it just, in my opinion, is not very healthy landscape. Like it gets very samey, it gets very like, I don't know. For me, the funnest games that I have played on Switch have of course been like the Nintendo joints, but I mostly play like indie games on there. Darkest Dungeon, Enter the Gungeon, Exit the Gungeon, Isaac, all these like smaller games. Like those what's really getting rotation for me on the Switch, because for me, I'm going from my job, I can play it. Like Hades got tons of play on the
I
Switch
need to
because
check that out.
it was the right format. I would go on the train, I would be able to do one run within me getting to my job and stuff like that. So it was like the right type of game. I
Is
really
Hades a
miss when,
roguelike game?
yeah, man.
Yeah.
I really wish that that Sony would suck it up. They make billions of dollars off of us and like try it again. Like the Vita 2 or fuck the if Vita is a bad name, like it's a cursed name, then try something else. The PSP 2 or some bullshit like that. Like
Sony just fucking sucks at the handhelds because they release them and then they don't support them. So then they die and then they don't
Yeah.
want to make any more handhelds.
Or-
And then they fucking fall down this rabbit hole where all the shit that they release all this proprietary shit. Like they came out with a PSP,
Oh my
they had the stupid
God.
UMD, the only people on planet Earth that had this fucking type of video. Then they came out the PSP Go that was some other bullshit. Then the Vita was, oh, finally it's pretty much a digital only console, right? Like they didn't have any were they like games, or it was just like
Yeah,
you down
they had
had
games. It's
They
their
had
cards.
games.
Yeah, they had card games.
I never purchased any games. But then they had those fucking proprietary memory cards.
Oh,
So then
the
it was like
worst.
you have to pay triple the price in order to download.
Bro.
It's just like every step of the way they come out with really cool hardware and then they fucking bog themselves down by introducing some bullshit. And it's
So,
like,
Yo,
fuck outta here.
the exact same advice we gave the last time on the One Up podcast. You got that Vita, that PSP, throw that straight in the fucking trash, dude. You don't need
No.
it. You don't
He
need
makes
it.
the
It's
same
garbage.
face.
Don't do
You know what
that.
we need to bring back? We need to
Don't
bring back
do
the
that.
Sega Game Gear. That was the greatest handheld console of all time. That one or the one that took like 8 AA batteries, but you could play Sega Genesis games directly on it.
Dude, the Sega Game Gear makes fiction into reality. You guys never watched Surfing Ninjas? Where the fucking kid would play the Game Gear and he'd play like this ninja game, and then every time
I
he'd
love
play
that
it, it
Game
would
Gear.
happen around him. All these ninjas would start attacking, and then he'd be like, oh, I'll give this guy this sword. And then boom, this guy whipped out his... You guys never watched Surfing Ninjas?
No.
I like.
Never.
I
Oh
like
my
Game Gear.
God, yo, this is
Game
one
Gear
of
was
my
fire.
favorite movies fucking growing up. Yo, this shit was awesome. It was just a horrible, horrible 90s movie. And it's so fucking good. That might be our movie we watch, my rec now. It's not foreign at all, but they go to a foreign place, okay?
The wizard.
Fictional Patusan.
Patusan.
Patusan. It looked like fucking Mongolia or something like that. Some Asian country.
The Three Ninjas. That's my vote.
Three Ninjas. Everybody's seen the Three Ninjas.
Doughboy says no.
You've seen the Three Ninjas.
Yeah, we talked about this on the podcast before.
Oh, congrats. That's the mark of the mark.
The stamp. Nah, but fucking yeah, I don't know. I still think that at some point consoles just need to be like, even PC, they made like a console version of it, right? What is that shit called? Like PC had like a little console version, or you can only download the
Steam
games.
Link. The Steam Link.
I don't know if it's called
Well,
that.
they released those. They were trying to release those Steam machines, which were basically like budget PCs. Man, they discontinued the Steam Link, but I will tell you, the Steam Link is fucking cool. I love the shit out of my Steam Links. It was really cool to play these couch co-op games that I had on my PC and just have my Steam Link plugged into the TV downstairs, be able to play them on there. Love the Steam controller. I think it's kind of goofy. I think it takes some getting used to, but it's actually pretty solid. I do like.
I think motion control is very cool if they do it right. Like if it has to be very sensitive and has to.
I did hear that Ratchet and Clank. Sorry to cut you off like that though.
Okay,
but I'm gonna forget about it because this is the second time I forgot. The first time I forgot because I think one of y'all cut me off. But on the controller, why I think the controller is awesome is because
Tony will ask a question and then proceed to answer his own question. So then people are cutting him off to answer the question. He considers it a cutoff, but he asked the fucking question.
It's a cutoff because I'm not done. So I think the controller is maybe the superior in some aspect, but like certain games, you can have the tilt motion or whatever. Like I forgot what game it was. I know Ratchet and Clank, I think, had it to where certain things you were doing, you can just flip the controller over and it'll flip. If I'm not mistaken,
I hate motion control so much.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Y'all ever play Mario Kart and someone gets stuck having to do the stupid motion control and the other person's got like the pro controller or something? That person's fucked. That person's not gonna win a single fucking race.
I actually met somebody that plays really good with motion controls, and I'm like, how do you even do that?
Don't hang out with that person anymore. That person's probably a serial killer, dude.
Yeah. No, they're good.
They probably wear jean pants. They probably consult the group, the general text.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Motion controllers, I think has it. Like imagine playing some of these games like Pucho was saying the other day he was playing that PS5 thing with the robots or whatever, and he was saying how immersive the controller felt. Like you can't get that on a keyboard and mouse.
Wait. No, actually, there was one good motion control game.
What?
Arms.
Oh, I haven't played.
I didn't play it.
Arms was good,
but it's that boxing game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I've played it. It's pretty good.
I think there's a space for motion control games.
Wii Sports.
Right, Wii Sports. I remember like the Zelda game,
the Tiger Woods golf game for the Nintendo Wii.
That shit looked cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then people would let go of the fucking thing and they'll smack the TV and fuck it up. Fucking morons.
Got to do the wrist strap, dude.
It's still happening. You didn't see that guy dive into the TV head first with the PlayStation shit on?
The VR?
He put the VR on and then he was looking down and then his friend pushed him from behind.
Oh, no, there you go. His
friend didn't push him from behind. He actually dove off the building and then he went straight into the TV that was in front of him.
There was one where this chick was playing the VR on the PlayStation, I guess, and she was like playing the plank game where they're walking on the plank, and she was screaming out, "Don't push me! Don't put!" And then someone just pushes her, and she just falls flat on her fucking face. Like it was hilarious. It's crazy because it's like, yo, you're in VR, like you're already convinced in your mind that I am on a plank, and you're fucking just. Petting around this fucking plank at the edge of a building. You're like, don't push me. And then they push you in and you just fucking crumble like a fucking like that. I think to me that shit blows my mind. Like, yo, it's a fucking video game.
Yeah, so, like I think it does convince your brain that you're in that place sometimes.
Dude, I was just talking about this with Ucho last night, like right before we started Oldboy. There was some dude, I saw this article on Kotaku where he figured out some way to hook up electrodes to these to his ears, somewhere on his ears, and the nerve that they were like shocking had to do with balance. So he had it hooked up. He had some kind of rig and program hooked up where like he was playing like that driving simulator game, Beam NG or something like that, and he was whipping the car around. And these electrodes would shock his ears, and they would make him feel like he was also moving. So they were like fucking with his balance. And he was over there like drifting this car back and forth. And then he drifted in and it flipped and he fell out of his chair because they had fucked his balance off so much that it made him fall out of his chair. It looks
That's
cool,
really
man.
immersive, bro. That's like, you know, they got the vest. They got a chair. Yeah, the vest. When you're playing shooters, it would fucking wherever you're getting shot. I think to me that fucking pretty crazy, but I think that would be cool because then like it'll flinch like how you would, I guess, play the game. I don't know. Like, remember when I think it was PS3 when they had the when they had like they had like a shooter rifle, and you just put those little dick dildo fucking Sony.
They had it for the
sticks.
VR. They had it for the VR.
They had that stupid ass
It
shit
was
with
like
a little
gun.
bulb. Yeah, it was a little
It's like a
bulb.
gun.
I bought the gun with the stupid thing to play SOCOM with. That shit was pretty fucking good. I had a slight advantage on people because, like, I was standing up, so I'm fucking, reload, and then I don't know. I felt like I had an advantage. Like, that's just me, but
they couldn't handle the dick dildo. Shit was too strong.
Shit was strong.
Well, sorry. So to your point, I have two things. Because you mentioned specifically, does just being in the VR, you convinced enough and blah, blah, blah. It's like your eyes, what you could see determines your perception of reality so much. Like, for example, I remember when we were in high school, we went on like a field trip. It was like a career bullshit. I don't know. And we went to like a career fair pretty much to try to find the job pretty much. And one of the people, it was like this whole engineering thing because I was like in the construction class, and it was just a whole bunch of bullshit. You play some computer games to like build a bridge and things like that. And there was one place where they were trying to do like awareness on like drunk driving. And then they were talking about like, look, we have these drunk goggles. You put these goggles on and it'll make you, it'll be like how a drunk person experiences trying to walk in a straight line. So you put these goggles on and you try to walk in a straight line. And I swear to God, dude, nobody could walk straight. Nobody could. I put these things on. I was looking directly at the floor where I could see a white line and it looked all fucked. And my strategy was I'm going to put one foot on the white line and I'm going to put my heel right to my toe and I'm going to walk on this line. And I took maybe 2 to 3 steps and I just literally fell over and I had to like catch myself because I couldn't walk by how fucked my vision was. It was just like I couldn't. It's like your body can't sense how the floor is, so you don't know how to step, and it's all fucked. So it's just something to, just to keep in mind that like all you need to do is experience, like, fuck with your vision, and you'll be experiencing a new thing. And the other thing was, especially again to the same exact comment, I was listening to this podcast, Radio Lab. I'm pretty sure it's Radio Lab. They talk about a lot of interesting things, and one of them was about how VR helps in experiencing different things, and I feel like it has something to do with like something about like depression or something like that, and that they'll play out a lot of different scenarios in VR. Like it'll be like for people that are having trouble dealing with things, they'll like go into a VR and they'll be themselves like in this 3D game, and they'll walk into a room and there'll be like a therapist in there. And they'll talk to a therapist, right? They'll say like some feeling that they're having. And then the level like restarts. And now they're the therapist. And they watch the person that was themselves walk into the room and speak the words with their own voice. And now as the therapist, they respond to themselves. What would the therapist say? And they kind of have this back and forth communication with themselves. And they have a super therapeutic experience where it truly feels like they're having a conversation with another person. And they play out a lot of different scenarios. And they're saying like all it takes is like 30 seconds of being in like a VR environment for them to believe that they're another person. Like to be that immersed is that you'll experience being a different height, a different age. You'll experience being a different race, a different gender, just by having a VR environment where your avatar looks different than yourself. It just takes like half a minute or so in order for you to be fully now convinced that you're in the mindset that you're that person, to the point that it'll allow you to engage yourself in a conversation and it feels like you're talking to somebody else.
That's wild.
Even though you're experiencing,
cool.
It was so fascinating.
Some split personality shit. That's got to be some weird brain disorder. Like,
no, it's like the opposite. It's normal.
That shit to me just sounds so weird. Like, so you're just talking to yourself, just in the VR world, and you're gonna pretty much like help yourself on your own issues, through a game. I mean, that's the concept is amazing. Don't get me wrong, but I think that shit's just crazy to think like
the mind does weird things the way that it works. You ever see that experiment where like they had the cameras and like the fake arm and like the fake arm, they would like poke the person in the back. I forget the full setup of the experiment. Basically, like the way that your mind interprets perspective of things is very easy to fool. You can make yourself like the just with the perspective that you get in like the world can make you experience different things like as far as like how you interact with the world around you. Man, I forget the specifics of that experiment. It's been a while since I've read about that one, but it was like these people were in chairs. They had like a fake mannequin arm and they would like poke them or something. But because the view they had from their like glasses they had on, it looked like it was their hand poking themselves. So they could feel like not just the poke in their back, but also like the feel of like their fingertips touching themselves, like something like that. It's been a while. I might be wrong.
that's crazy.
Someone in the comments is going to be like, "You got that totally fucked up."
Yeah,
But
for real.
also, to be fair, I was distracted because I got a tangent. Who had the wildest peripherals, NES or Sega? because I thought that it might have been Sega because I was thinking of like the Activator and the Menacer, that crazy like gun that the Sega Genesis had that you could like you had like a scope you would put on it, had all kinds of crazy things. Then I started looking up like Nintendo peripherals.
Yeah, the Nintendo peripherals are insane.
Nintendo has crazy shit. I forgot about like the Game Boy printer that they had and the Game Boy camera for like the old school Game Boy. I had this thing called a U-Force for my Nintendo. Y'all ever see this thing? I don't know if that's going to come through at all. It looks like a laptop. It was like it used like infrared sensors to like detect your hands so you could play games without actually like having to touch a controller. And that was for the Nintendo, like the Nintendo Entertainment System, the old one.
Damn.
They had the Power Glove.
They
had the robot thing.
Rob
the robot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had obviously they had the light gun. They had the super scope.
The super scope. That was kind of like the Menacer.
Yeah, they had.
I remember the Duck Hunt. You had a rifle. You could buy the rifle and connect it to the console.
Nintendo VR, that entire console that basically just gave everyone a headache whenever they would try to play any games.
The Virtual Boy, right?
The Virtual Boy, that's the one.
Yeah, the shit was just all red.
Yo, Nintendo really used to get the most out of all their consoles. Now that you think about it, I feel like Nintendo 64 was the last time they really did that.
No,
with
dude,
like the expansion packs.
The Labo,
bro.
Yeah,
Labo shit blows my mind. Have you guys bought any of that stuff? I haven't, but I've seen
I'm not
kids
familiar with it at all.
If we do an in-person pod, that's what we should do. We should just build it with some of the Labo shit while we're having our discussion.
It is.
Should I look up what it is? I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, look it up.
Or should I go in blind?
It's awesome.
No, look it up. It's crazy
Nintendo
this shit
Labo.
that you can build the fucking
You can build VR for fucking Super Mario Odyssey and like Zelda. It's like a VR kit for the fucking
That'd
Switch.
be actually pretty dope for Liana to play with.
You can make a piano. Like it's wild. It's crazy stuff. Nintendo's still doing crazy stuff.
Gets a little older, you definitely put her on some Labo, bro. She'll make a piano and then play it. Like that shit's fucking crazy.
Ring Fit Adventure is so damn good.
Yeah, I've actually heard that's actually a really good way to get up and out of your seat.
Mm-hmm. I should start doing that on my cardio days.
Yeah, maybe you can challenge me.
Yeah, man, you're kicking my ass in this competition right now.
He's riding a bike. It's different.
He's putting in 15 miles a day. It's hard to compete with that.
Yeah, you can't compete with somebody on an electric bike putting in 50 miles, 20 miles a week.
You see, this is the problem, is that everybody, your friends want to build you up, but there's other people that just want to take away from your accomplishments.
What the fuck? How am I taking away from your accomplishments?
It's cool.
I'm just saying that Mateo can't compete with you. You're on an e-bike doing hundreds of miles a month, probably easily, and this man's on foot. Like he can't compete with you.
I just went to 1,100 miles for this year.
That's awesome,
bike. So
that's impressive. I don't think I've put that many miles on my car this year.
Mm-hmm. I've been doing my thing.
That's a lot. You know what's crazy too? Those biker elites. They probably do that like easily half a year, probably.
Oh, no, they go way harder.
Dude,
yeah,
our buddy Donahue, he does 100-mile rides.
Yo,
Jesus.
insane.
100
Yeah.
mile in one day?
Single day.
Yep.
Single ride. 100 mile.
Yep. It's called doing a century, but usually they measure it in kilometers.
He's got
yeah.
a real dumb face, but that man can bike. He can cycle.
But where does he bike at? Trails or something, or just around
He
the whole
goes to the
city?
trail. Yeah, I know. I want to go visit him so bad and ride that trail because I see it on my Strava app, and I'm like, oh, that trail looks like so much fun.
Oh, you have an app for all the trails in the United States?
Yeah, it's a Strava app. It's basically made for biking, swimming, and running.
Oh, like a triathlon?
Yeah, it goes through. You could record your running session. You could record your biking session. You could record your swimming session.
That would be a real workout for you, though. Start off in the water, swim to land, then fucking jog for a mile, and then get on your bike and bike for 15 miles.
No,
or some stupid shit
no,
like
it's
that.
easier if he runs first to his bike. He bikes and he just rides the bike directly into the water and then just dives off it and starts swimming.
The electric bike does not float. That shit will sink so quick.
Tony, what was the initial conversation topic for this section? It was
PC versus console, bro.
Console.
Yeah.
I will say, I am not ever gonna do a triathlon. One, because I'm not fit enough to do a triathlon. But even if I were fit enough, I still wouldn't do it. You know how many people die? It's not uncommon that people die doing a triathlon. They just drown in the swimming section. It's not uncommon.
That's why I think that's why they
regularly.
start off in swimming, right?
Don't matter. They die. The shit's not. It's not uncommon. It happens regularly.
That's crazy.
Swimming is very strenuous. Yeah. Swimming can be very strenuous, and like things happen in the water and you can get pulled under a current, shit like that.
Pucha can swim. I'm gonna just let y'all know that. This motherfucker left me. Another tangent. This motherfucker left me on that cruise trip. The niggas was like, a shark, man. They just took off. And I'm here looking in the water. It's a fucking stingray, first off, right?
That's what took out our homeboy.
Steve Irwin.
R.I.P. to him, bro. Master.
Oh,
Rays don't play.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Dude,
bro.
Our science teacher was so mad at Ray. Yo,
for saying
so
that?
mad, yeah, because she was like because we're fucking assholes. She was all weepy about like
Steve Irwin, right?
Steve Irwin died, and then Ray said, "You know why Steve Irwin got killed by that stingray? Because Rays don't play. Because
his name is Ray. He don't play
so
either.
Ignorant,
Tony,
so ignorant. Yo, that shit was hilarious.
Tony, I hope you punched that stingray and told him this is for Steve Irwin.
Nah, I just moved. I turned around and Everett and Pucho are like almost already at land. And mind you, we're like maybe like 50. I don't even know the distance. We're pretty far away from the land. I turn around, these boys just gone. All I see is water just splashing everywhere. I'm like, bueno, I guess I'll fucking swim too. Like, y'all boys left me. First time I ever thought that Pucho lost his loyalty and honor was that moment there. The man left his brother in arms to fend for himself.
I don't understand what you want me to do. We're swimming into the middle of the ocean. The beach, the people on the beach are that big. Like we're looking over at the beach. They're that little. And I'm just like, all right, so we're far. We swam to one of those like things that float out in the ocean.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're kind of, we swam all the way out there. Then we were just floating and kind of chatting out there. And we're like, yo, we should probably head back soon, blah, blah, blah. We're just chatting. We look under the water and this thing just like swoops by. I'm like, yo, that's a fucking stingray. So I start screaming, stingray, stingray.
Man,
and I just start swimming back. Tony is like, when we get back to the beach, Tony's like, you left me. Like, no, bitch, I did the exact opposite. I screamed about an issue and we started to leave. Like, is it mine now? Is it like, what am I supposed to do? Like, stay back and we all just get stung? Like, nah. We're in the middle of the ocean. We're helpless. There's nothing I could do for you other than tell you an issue and then give you indication that I'm getting the fuck out of here. Like,
what I hear here is that Tony's the kind of guy that if he got bit by a zombie, he wouldn't tell the group.
Exactly.
He would just hide that bite.
No, I would tell you. I would say, yo, chop off my arm because I just got bit.
No, we're not chopping off the arm. How do we know it's not going to spread to your brain already? We got to shoot you in the head. We can't just chop off limbs willy-nilly.
All the movie said within the first 10 seconds, you have to act and chop off the arm.
No, we're going to shoot you in the head immediately.
Y'all just want to end me. That's the problem here. That's the real fucking
You guys should
problem.
read The Walking Dead. And they show you that you can indeed chop off a limb to stop the spread of the zombie virus.
Facts.
Wow.
Okay, Tony, I guess you'll have one arm then.
Yeah. And I probably won't tell y'all. I'll wait for y'all to sleep, and I'll be like, and just bite all y'all motherfuckers up. I'll bite Doe last, so that way, if we all die, now his best friends are really attacking him for real reason.
I'm getting on my bike. I'm out, yo.
The bike.
I'm gonna sabotage that shit before I go and bite the rest of the group. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna take this off, cut this chain. Now run, bitch.
The bike is the ideal post-apocalypse like vehicle. I think that's a conversation for a different podcast.
Facts. But either way. Well, everybody, thank you for tuning in on this week's episode of the One Up Podcast. A lot of technical difficulties today, so if it looks a little choppy, don't mind it. Blame it on Doe. Facts. But thank you for listening and watching. And hey, just don't forget about us. Hit that like button and subscribe, man. We really need you guys to help us and support us so we can continue to do these pods every day and every week and get it done. But shout out to all of you guys out there, man. We appreciate the love and everything. Thanks.